Another episode of Meaghan Chitwood Live, powered by BNI. In this episode, we are going to talk about the number one most cost-effective way to grow your business by 30%. So let's get started. You can catch us every Monday. We have changed the time every Monday at 9 a.m. Central Time to get your week off started just right. And so that you can potentially use some of this information going forward in your week this week. So what is the number one most cost-effective way to build your business and grow your business by 30%? That is referrals. Absolutely, 100%. It is all about referrals. Now, if you go into Google and you search referrals or how to get more referrals, every single thing on the homepage is going to be about getting more referrals from your customers. So getting referrals from your customers is obviously one way, and you should ask for referrals from your customers, absolutely. But a referral from your customer, I want to give you some perspective on how that feels from the buyer's perspective. So let's say you have done a service for me and it was absolutely spectacular. It's absolutely wonderful. And you say to me, and if you know anybody else who could use my services, please let me know. So in that moment, I can do one of two things. One, I can say, well, you did landscaping for me. Let's see, my neighbor's yard looks like, doesn't look so good. Maybe my neighbor might want to look at it. Or let's see, my sister, my mom, who else do I know? And I pretty much am already working way too hard because I know the value of referrals to try and help you find a referral. But the thing that can be kind of uncomfortable with asking is that I don't know if my neighbor or my mom or my sister need landscaping. And you're asking me to give you the name of and phone number for them right now when I don't even know if they need landscaping. So a lot of times our customer says, no, thank you. Or no, I don't really know anybody, or they just don't respond to that. So let's rethink getting referrals. And for BNI members out there, this is going to be something that you're going to say, yeah, no kidding. It is much easier and better to get referrals from other people who want referrals too. So your customer, in many cases, I live in Huntsville, Alabama, where I say you're either an engineer or you're married to one, and I happen to be both. So most of the time, the people that we know in our social circles are not in business. So if they're not in business, they don't understand referrals. But if I bring together a group of people who are all in business, all of us want referrals, right? Every single one of us want referrals. So if I know the value of a referral as a business person, as business owner, and you know the value of referrals as a business owner, now we can look at each other and say, okay, so how can we get each other more referrals? How do we get each other more referrals? Now, again, for the BNI members, you guys get this, right? This is what we do in BNI, but I want you to think outside of BNI. And for those of you who are not BNI members, I want you to think about how you can do that today without BNI because you're not in BNI. So this needs to be a thing that you do on a consistent basis. You need to be constantly looking for relationships you can build that are mutually beneficial. Okay. It's mutually beneficial for me to pass you business and you to pass me referrals. And so obviously I'm in. If you want to pass me referrals proactively, I'll be more than happy to pass you referrals proactively also. So what does this look like? What this looks like is thinking about people who are already talking to your customer. Who are people already talking to your customer? In BNI, we call these contact spheres. These are a group of people who do not have overlapping professions, but we all talk to the same customer. Let me give you several examples just to help this be really, really clear for you. If I am a wedding photographer And I obviously am marketing to brides, right? So I'm going to go to a bridal show in order to get more business. I'm going to go to a bridal show. So bridal shows happen a few times a year, right? That's great. You get a huge list of leads of people who are getting married. That is absolutely awesome. Huge thing for you to do if you are in the wedding industry. What do you do in between those shows? Well, in between those shows, go and find, if I'm a high-end photographer, I'll use my vendors from many years ago, from 2009, as examples. My photographer was very interesting. She didn't just like pose your normal poses. We had all kinds of interesting things. And in fact, my mom's favorite picture was a picture of actually my husband and I looking away from each other because she says it shows independence of me. So anyway, but my wedding photographer was willing to do some really creative things with us. So and my florist also did very creative things. My flowers were not normal. Were not your normal typical thing that you would normally see in a wedding. So those two people could easily pass business to each other because they're aligned on, one, we're in the wedding industry, but two, we also have this uniqueness to it. So if they're going to love your photography, they're going to love my flowers. Similarly with an event venue. Okay, what's the flavor of the event venue that would be for that particular bride? And so you start aligning yourself. You start looking and saying, or you even start asking your bride, what other vendors have you used? Because that bride says all of you are perfect for my wedding. So all of you could be perfect for passing referrals to each other. Let me give you another example. Let's say you're a CPA and you like helping new businesses set themselves up. All right, so now we're talking about a CPA who's focused on new businesses. What else does a new business need to do? What else are they looking for? Maybe they're setting up, maybe it's an attorney so that the attorney can set up the articles of incorporation and then we've got the CPA working with them closely. And there's business insurance that's needed. May or may not need a brick or mortar store. So that's commercial real estate. And if it is commercial real estate, then that leads to telecommunications, right? And we need to set up our phone systems and our internet and all those kinds of things. So when you start looking and saying, I like working with new business owners. What does a new business owner really need to get started? Those are all people that you can look at in your industry and say, which one or two of those people really align with my values and really align with what I'm trying to accomplish with my customer? Those are all people you want to network with. And again, all you're going to say is, if you pass business to me, I'm going to pass business to you. Our customer seems to be a very comparable person. We can both help. We're both looking for the same type of person. Who's going to say no to that? No one is going to say no to that. They might be a little skeptical in the beginning, but you say to them, no, really, I know referrals are valuable to you. Referrals are valuable to me. Let's team up and let's become referral partners. So every time I'm talking to a customer, I can mention you and vice versa. Let's go even further. Seniors, Medicare, Medicare supplements. What if there was a group of people that did all senior care? You have Medicare supplements, you have non-medical, you have elder law, you have facilities, right? A long-term care facility. You have maybe even a nursing home, maybe then hospice, right? You bring all of these people together and you think to yourself, what do people need in those senior times? What does the son or daughter of a senior need during that time? House cleaning. It can be all kinds of things. But what are all those services that are needed to help make sure that mom and dad are taken care of throughout the day so that I can continue to work? That whole team can be brought together. All of you can be a solutions provider for that son or daughter or that senior that needs some additional help. How easy is that? You come in, not only do you come in and you know that you got somebody else looking for referrals for you, but additionally, you become much more valuable to your customer because you can solve all kinds of other problems besides just Medicare. You can say, what else do you need help with? Oh, you're having trouble keeping your yard up. I get it. Let me help you with a lawn care person. So all of those things. That leads us to yet another group of people, right? Everybody seems to be upgrading their homes or doing something to their homes these days. What if you had a group of people who are HVAC and plumbing and roofing and painting and flooring and the general contractor who can bring all of that together, the tile company, the brick company, all of those people come together. So then when you see someone doing a lot of work to their house, you can again pass referrals to the other people. I love this one. And a great idea came from a friend of mine, Greg, who is in Nevada. He's an executive director for BNI. And his was, what if we had a checklist that we gave all the people who did home improvements or trades? What if we had a checklist where they could go through the checklist and they could literally check off all the other things? So if I'm an HVAC person, I'm walking to the HVAC unit, right? I can take a look at the roof and say, hey, do they need a new roof? I can look to see, is there any rotting wood? I can look at, how does the paint job look? Do they need the exterior of their home cleaned? Do they need their windows cleaned? I can, as I'm walking around, look at all of those different things. When you think about somebody who's coming into the house, maybe somebody's getting painting done on the interior, that can be a great conversation starter for house cleaning and flooring. And what other projects are you doing? Oh, you're upgrading a kitchen? I know a contractor, right? So anything that has to do with the home, you can go and network with all of those guys, have lunch with them and sit down and talk about, hey, I just got this idea. Why don't you pass business to me? I'll pass business to you. This is what I need you to look for. This is what you need me to look for. And now every single house I go into, I'll look for those things for you and vice versa. And then you just call me when, or introduce me to the homeowner whenever you see that particular need. Recapping just a little bit. I understand that referrals can come from customers, and that is a great thing. The problem is the customers are not as motivated as other people who want referrals. Customers, even if you've done an amazing job, that customer is going to pay you what they owe you. They may even pay you more. They may even tip you because of what a great job that you did. But the uncomfortableness of passing a referral to someone of like, I don't know anybody that needs help, all of this kind of thing, it becomes, there are barriers to getting referrals from your customers on a consistent basis. Now, your customer will refer you reactively. If somebody notices something done to their house in their neighborhood, they'll say, oh yeah, absolutely. Here's who I reckon, here's who did our work. But they're just not going to proactively really help you. Getting other business owners together who all want referrals, that's where things can become proactive. So if you're looking to grow your business by 30%, what you need to ask yourself next is, do I have people around me? Do I have good relationships with people who can basically pass me business on a consistent basis? Do I have those relationships? If the answer is no, come back next week for the next video, because I'm going to tell you exactly how to start building those relationships with people so they do ultimately want to help you. So right now, if you know people who are in your space, go ahead and say, let's set up a referral relationship. Let's talk about let's brainstorm how we can really help each other. Let me take you to lunch. And if not, I'm going to teach you, like I said, next week on exactly how to build those relationships so that you can start identifying and build this referral network around you consistently. All right, we'll see you next week. Again, to talk about how to build relationships. And then a week after that, we're going to talk about what are all the steps of the referral process so that you can see exactly what those steps are. That will be a 7-part series as we go as well. So with that, I hope you have a fantastic week, and be sure to come back next week for more on how to grow your business by 30% or more.